Hey, just a little point I wanted to do, things to share things that I've heard recently by different people who are achieving great things. And when you listen to them, it seems like when you watch them, it seems like they are succeeding because they are good at what they do, and you feel always, like less confident than them. You feel it's more difficult for you. You would like to look like and to achieve as much as those kinds of people. Uh, but the thing is that when you have the opportunity to listen to their life, to their stories, what they say is very, very surprising, because basically they're like you and me. They have their doubts, they have their difficulties, their fears, and they're achieving despite all that. So what's the difference? Basically, the difference is that, and I think you can relate to that, because with at some point in our life, even if that's not especially now, we've all been achieving things that we've been proud of, at some point in our life, and that should be a model, just to remember and say, okay, what was I doing differently at those moments? And they were doing exactly like you and me. That is, you know that you have your fears, you have your own doubts, but you also know what you want, and you know what is the next action to take, and you take it. You know what kind of work you have to do, and you do it. Despite your fears, despite your doubts. The thing is that you just decide that, okay, no matter what, you're not waiting for um, the fear to disappear. You're not expecting to be more confident, because confidence basically is just, I would say, the outgrowth of uh, the outcome of experience, of success. You've experienced something several times, you've been succeeding several times, now you are confident. So obviously you can't be confident if you want to achieve new things. That's completely part of the process. And when you listen to people you think are more successful than you, and that are more successful than you realize that they are exactly in the same situation. The doubt, the fear, but they are just committed to moving, to taking action. And that's the only difference. And the more they act, the more they become confident. They kind of see the results. The more you see a result, the more you start to get, more confidence. And so that helps you to move further. And that's what we've all been doing at some point in our life. So maybe the thing is, sometimes it's something that makes things much easier is that when we are in a group, doing something in a group, I remember when I was doing judo in a club. Obviously, it's easier because maybe not everyone, but you always have at least a kernel of people of the same mindset, um, who've been doing what you want to achieve before you. And it's easier to follow people. It's easier to have a group of people who believe in the same thing, who have the same mindset, who help you develop this, the right perception of things. Because that's all about perceptions. The thing is that we have our doubts, our fears, and most of the time we just want to, there are two things. The first is we don't want to achieve anything because we prefer to go in a place where, in a situation, in a state in our life where we don't feel those doubts, we don't feel those fears. And that's appear as easier at the moment. But obviously we're not achieving anything at all, and our life seems more difficult because we're not enjoying ourselves, we're not doing, what we would like, and so on. So not a good thing to do. The second thing is we want to achieve something, but we have doubts and fears, and we know that we still want to achieve something, but we want to kind of destroy the fear, overcome the doubts, being confident. And that's just not possible, because the fear doesn't disappear. You're going to get accustomed to the fear. You're going to get accustomed to what you want to do because you've done it, and because you know that the fear has little to do with your ability, with what you want to do. You know that because you've already, done things, because you've already achieved things, because you've seen results. You know that your fears and your doubts are not concerned, really. But they don't really necessarily disappear. You just know what to do with them. Okay, it's just feelings. I know what to do with them. I know that I can do whatever I want to do, no matter what I feel. And so I'm more confident. But for that, we must first take action. More action. The more we take action, the better we're going to just have results. Return of experiences, where we can see, even if we haven't been succeeding. It's like when I was doing judo, it was, and competition especially, I knew that the more competition I was doing, the better. And each time I was doing a competition, even if I was losing, I realized that, hey, maybe I've lost, but it was not that, I was close to winning. That was not that difficult. I could have, and even when you're losing, you can, you have another experience when you see that you can do much more than you think. And little by little, you climb steps. So an experience is always a good way to being more confident, to move. But for that, we must remember that fears and doubts are part of the game. The only thing is just to know what to do with them. So everyone, if you listen to people who have achieved great things, they live exactly the same way. Okay, so if I can give a little piece of advice, that's what I'm focusing on right now, at least, that's don't, let the fear and the doubts be there. Know that there's no conditions to succeed. Just do it, and you can do much more than you think. And the doubts and the fears are a part of the game, and that's it. Okay, so let me know what you think of that, and don't hesitate. Go and see my website, Sounds Crazy. I have much more things for you, and hopefully to help you get a better life. And I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.